Boom. All right, three,
In
two, one.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Beautiful. Erik, how are you doing?
Raiden, I am doing quite well. How are you?
I'm I'm doing good. I'm a little nervous about what's transpiring out this way, but for the most part, I'm excited.
Good, and we got a guest today as well.
Yep, we got a guest, and what would you like to be known as?
You can call me Phil.
Phil. Okay, we got Phil on with us today. So
Phil.
Phil is he. I know Phil from school, from university, and Phil is he's been letting me stay at his place, and was has been really helpful, and he stepped up to be the official agent. Listener, I'm sure you know that that Phil is or that I was worried about not being able to get an official agent for
Yeah.
our situation, and you need an official agent in order to get on the ballot. So Phil stepped up, and we've been he's done a lot this weekend to help me get signatures, and a lot has happened. So since yesterday, lots happened since.
Absolutely. I think a lot has happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of when we last talked. Um,
We spoke 2 nights ago.
Two
So it was
nights
not
ago.
last night, the night before.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Oh, Erik, are you gonna put your camera on, or are you just gonna talk into it? Either one works.
I had it off,
Oh, okay. No worries.
but I'll keep it on.
We spoke 2 nights ago, so that was Saturday night.
Yeah.
Or Saturday, I guess that was afternoon for me when I was talking to you, I think.
I think it was bedtime
Yeah, okay.
because I was getting ready for bed.
Right. Okay, yeah, it was bedtime. Yeah, and I was falling asleep too.
Yeah.
So pretty much Sunday I slept in because I was tired. I was tired from getting signatures, and then I stayed up pretty late.
Not too late.
Not too,
Look, one.
yeah, one-ish. So not too late, but I had a bit of a sleep in, and then we went. We collected a couple of signatures in the morning. We walked over to what was it? The villages,
Yorkville Village.
Yorkville Village, which we got a few signatures, and then a friend of mine who was helping collect signatures on Saturday, he invited me for brunch and brunch to meet his fiance because they got engaged, and I hadn't met his fiance before.
Oh, nice.
And we're back. So that's so Phil and I we went and we got
Brunch.
brunch with my friend and his
Where'd you guys go for
fiance.
brunch?
A place called Petite Potato, and it was actually I liked it. I got ramen. It was it's kind of like a what would you call it? What kind of food is it?
Japanese.
Is it Japanese?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
ramen's Japanese. It's Asian fusion, you know.
Yeah, it's like an Asian fusion place. It was cool. It had
It's right on my alley.
Yeah,
Suffers.
I got a cool like coffee drink. It was
It's
like
an ice ball, right?
yeah, I think it was called an espresso, ice rock, and milk. So it came with there was a glass with like a ball, like this ice ball of I guess espresso, and then you just pour hot milk over it, and it melts into the milk, and it was pretty cool.
That sounds really good.
And it was nice catching up with my friend and meeting his fiance. And so after brunch, then we headed back. They live a little north of where the riding was, or where we're staying. And
Okay.
so we headed back here, and then we headed back out. And what kind of area were we? Where did we go back to U of T area?
Yeah.
Last afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Sunday afternoon we kind of went back to the university area, and we got some more signatures. And I think we wrapped up around, you think 5?
Yeah, like 5, 6.
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, around 5,
Okay.
6 p.m. Actually, before we headed back to the university, I called Elections Canada, and then the returning officer, he said, "Oh, like can you meet up? Can you meet us like at our office before like today, like on the Sunday?" And I was like, "Yeah, do you want to meet right now?" He's like, "That would be awesome. That would be perfect because that makes it way easier for us than you trying to fill it in online." So it's literally a block away from where we're staying. And so we went and we walked and met up with the returning officers. Yeah, there's two people there. Yeah, two people. And then so they printed out all of the forms that we needed to sign. And then Phil, he stepped up and he had brought up he had casually mentioned that he would be willing to be a backup official agent if I couldn't find anyone. And so I took him up on that offer. I said, would you be willing to be the official agent so that we can get on the ballot? So listeners, we're still looking for an official agent.
The acting official agent.
Exactly. Phil is the acting official agent. And so we signed, Phil signed, and I signed, and then they said, okay, like you guys should just be focusing on getting signatures. Signature. So we handed over the signatures that we had got on Saturday and in the morning on Sunday, and that was probably, was that 60 or 80?
60 to 70.
Yeah.
To be safe.
It was it was around that number of signatures. So and then we finished up at the elections office, and then we went back out and we started getting signatures.
We got like another 20 or so.
Yeah, another 20.
30.
Yeah, so we were sitting like by last night when we wrapped up around 6 or whatever.
We had 100.
Yeah, we had about 100. We knew like we were close to 100. And then so this morning, and then I basically came when we came home. I laid down on the ground to kind of stretch out, and I fell asleep. And it was a nice nap. It was a great nap. It was something I think I really needed. I was tired, and it takes a lot, man. Like canvassing and like asking people for signatures, it takes a lot out of you. It's like we were kind of walking around all day.
It's cold.
It's
cold out.
It's cold
outside.
out. Yeah.
So
and then it's kind of emotionally exhausting as well too, because you're dealing with a lot of rejection. Like
a lot of no's.
A lot of no's.
A lot of people just walking past you, but
yeah,
you just gotta persevere.
Exactly. So and then it was good. We were with each other. So Phil was there, and when I was feeling a little down, he would talk me up, and then when he was feeling a little down, I would talk him up. So we balanced each other out. But it was, so we finished up around then. I had a great nap, and then when I woke up around 8:30, I think is when I called you.
Yep.
And then, we did a little check-in, and then you were just, I think, on your way to a birthday party, or on your way, and then I fell asleep again. Did I fall asleep again after that? No, I think
you stayed up for a bit, and then
I just passed out. Yeah, we were gonna try and do this recap last night, but then I fell asleep because
I think we both fell asleep on that one. Yeah.
So I was tired. So now you know what happened yesterday. So okay. Now you tell me what happened to you yesterday. What'd you get up to?
Well, okay.
Because you had some exciting news as well.
Yesterday was really, really a good day. So, I got in touch with a family friend who is more or less involved in politics here in Calgary side of things.
Yep.
So we're going to get together when you get back.
Nice.
So that'll be good to just get some insight and some perspective from him. And then I went to Project Hail Mary, the movie.
Yeah. What was the premise of that movie?
It's basically it's Ryan Gosling is the lead, and he is going to space to save Earth. And he meets a friend along the way. Okay. That's the rough description.
Is it a drama or?
It's like a adventure comedy drama.
There's a book, right?
Yeah, there is a book.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's like hailed as one of like the best sci-fi novels of all time. And I thought the movie was a 10. It's a 10 out of 10.
Have you seen it?
Nope.
Did it just come out yesterday?
Yeah,
okay.
on the 20th.
On the 20th. Oh, so I think that was Friday. Yeah, I think 20th was Friday.
It just came out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just came out,
Yeah, I saw
And
that you had a
then-
group chat going with. So you went and saw that with a couple different people.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
And then I got home. Well, then I came to my mom's for dinner.
Mhm.
And turns out my mom and John adopted a dog without telling us. It was a big surprise.
So that was a surprise for you and Dee then.
I was flabbergasted, to be honest. So, and I was not anticipating, because I saw my mom. Sorry, we have the iPad ringing.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a caller. The listeners calling in.
yeah, the listeners trying to make. We vanished the iPad to the bedroom, so it's okay. Yeah, I was shocked. We've never had a dog. Not growing up, not ever. So I was kind of just in disbelief. But then, yeah, so we adopted a dog. His name's Frankie, and he is part lab, part Australian Shepherd, and there's a bit of boxer in him too.
Cool. Yeah, he looks very cute. We'll put up
Yeah, he's
for the listener. You got to check the Instagram. You can see a photo of him.
yeah. So yeah, that was my day yesterday.
Nice. And you just go home, kind of after dinner.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. We walked Frankie all the way there, and it was a bit of a walk, but it was good. It was fun.
Nice.
He's still a little timid about me, but that's okay. He's gonna learn to
He's
love me.
getting used to it. Yeah. It takes time with these things.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like an awesome day. Okay, now you tell me about today, and then I'll tell you about today.
Today, I've had a very uneventful day today. I had a slow start to the morning,
Mhm.
and then I went to PetSmart. I got Frankie some garbage bags and some tennis balls.
Nice.
Oh, tennis balls.
Dogs love tennis balls. Well,
He
most
doesn't want to go
dogs.
downstairs right now, but
Does he seem
he's
to
building
be? Does he seem to be more play oriented or food oriented, or it's tough to tell at this point?
both. He's only 4 months old, so he's very much, he likes jumping up a little bit, and he likes the kisses, but he's scared to go downstairs currently.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
So
Baby steps.
baby steps. So and my day today, I went to PetSmart, got the stuff, and came to my mom's, and now I'm here.
Nice. So it was a good day. Dogs are awesome, but yeah, I imagine it's a lot of work as well too. So and it also
Yeah,
it's like kind of you have to get used to each other.
Exactly.
Nice. So did
Yeah.
he walk to your place? Like, has he checked out your place
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, so John brought him over yesterday. We walked from my mom's to mine, which is about an hour-long, 15-minute walk.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, it's good. He's very well behaved for 4 months. For 4 months old, so. And, yeah, he's a very good boy.
No, that's awesome.
So, yeah. So what about you? What's the plan? What's the plan for the rest of the day today? Well, I guess it's already 4:30 over there.
Yep, 4:30. Yeah. So today, I'll do a quick recap of what happened so far. I don't think I've said it on the pod yet. So, so to the listener, today was a very exciting day. So we woke up and we started. We got ready and we started probably campaigning around 8:30. You would say? You think?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we went down to nearby TMU, which is it used to be called Ryerson, but then we realized that TMU is not actually in the riding, so we went. It's a little too east, so we went west, and we just started canvassing again, and then we made it all the way to Queens Park. And Queen's Park is where the provincial, the Ontario provincial government meets. Is that right?
Yeah, that's they had their
like the Legislative Assembly there,
yes,
right?
correct.
Yeah. So then apparently that's where Doug Ford lives.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
Yeah, and so there was a protest just about to start. It was like an autism coalition protest. They were just protesting kind of like funding cuts and everything. So we went up there, and
Okay.
I didn't ask for any signatures up there. I just kind of checked it out, saw what they were doing, and then we continued on, and that's pretty close to U of T again. So we went up to U of T, and yeah, just kind of hung out there for most of the. That's where we hung out, right?
Yeah.
For most of the day.
Yeah, that was where we hung out.
Yeah.
We got a few signatures.
Yeah, yeah. I've
From
got
some people.
yeah, I've got more signatures, and so,
Nice.
and then so yeah, we were like at the end of Saturday, we thought we were like around 90, and then we hung out and got signatures and got around like U of T kind of area until maybe noon.
Yeah,
Was it noon?
Noon, and then we did a submission.
And then we went to the Elections Canada office, which was like just like pretty close nearby, and we dropped off the signatures that we got. And so so we dropped off the signatures, and then we're just like, okay, you guys count those ones, and then we're gonna go keep for the next hour. We're gonna go and get more signatures. So we kind of go back to where we were. We get more signatures, and then we get up. And then was it till? Did we go back at 1 or 1?
They called.
Yeah, they called. Okay.
At 1.
At 1. Okay.
Yeah.
So they called us again because we got some, and then I think is that when we went to Italy to take a little break?
No,
Or
we went there first, and then we were just there to use the washroom. Then we went, and then we decided to just canvass to see if we can get a few more, but we did a submission. I got a quick bite, and then you went around and tried to get a few more signatures.
Yeah, and you went to go submit. And then
Yeah.
and then Phil went to go submit the signatures that we had. And so he went there, and then he said that we had, and the returning officer had counted by then, and they said that we were down. We were missing 8.
8. We were missing 8.
So then I was like, oh shit! And then by that time, it was probably we had 4.
No, there was another. No, that's when you gave me that page of 10, and then they checked that, and then we had one more.
We had one more that we had to get. Yeah, and what time was that? That was down to the wire.
That was 1:40.
Eric, it was crazy.
That was 1:40.
Yeah.
But they
That
had to.
sounds fucked.
And
Yes.
the cutoff was 2 p.m. And they kept saying like, you needed to bring it now.
No. But how the cutoff worked though was that they had to process it
by 2.
by 2. So that means that they had to have that paper in, do the check, and then submit everything before 2 p.m.
So I was freaking out. And then as well too, I was just like, oh, like I don't want to like just start begging people. Because I wanted to like do like a nice pitch. Like I didn't want to like come off as desperate as well too. Because now we were down 1, and like we're right in front of the Elections Canada thing. I go into this cafe, and then I just I'm like okay, like because I had tried to do that before, where like just walk into a cafe and start asking people, but you could tell like the person who works there doesn't really like you doing that, and so does most of the people who are in the cafe as well too don't like you doing that. So I was just like, I go into the cafe, and I'm just like, oh, I'll order a coffee, and then I'll start asking people. And then I go and I start asking people one by one. I ask the staff of the coffee shop if they live in the area, if they could sign, and they're just like, no. And then I like start going one by one to people in the cafe, and then the manager's just like, can you like, I'm sorry, but you can't do that. I don't want you bugging my customers. And I was like, yeah, I get that. That's fair. And so I'm like, oh, so I'm starting to freak out. And this time, yeah, we don't have any signatures, and so and now we go to the front of the returning office, and we're like asking everyone, and everyone's like, no, I don't live here. No. And then finally there's a lady just kind of a block down, and we go to her and we ask her for a signature. She's like, yeah. And then as she's signing,
We got a second.
yeah,
a
Phil,
dog walker.
yeah, a dog walker. Phil goes up and asks the dog walker, "Is like, oh, hey, can you? Do you think you could do this? This is the last one, please. We need one. And she says yes. And so we signed. So we only got I think there's 2 on that sheet. It might have been 3 because I think I had one from before.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then we
submitted that one.
Yeah, so we submitted that one, and like 2 out of those 3 counted. So and then yeah, I was finishing talking to the walker, and then the one other lady who had signed it. Phil grabbed the paper and Phil grabbed the paper and ran, and then the elections office was on the 9th floor. So he ran and was able to submit it. And that was probably, what, 150?
150, yeah, something like
150,
that.
155-ish?
They effectively had 10 minutes to process.
Yeah, so it was right at the wire. He submits, and then I come in a little bit later. And then we just and they had said to
wait.
Yeah, to wait to confirm that we had gotten it in, and then they come out maybe 10 minutes later.
No, it was like 2:10, 2:15.
Yeah. So we were there for maybe 10, 15 minutes or whatever.
Something
or yeah.
Because you arrived at like 1:55, 2 o'clock, something like that, and then we sat there for like 10, 15 minutes, and then they came out.
And they came out, and they were showing no expression because I think they wanted to mess with me a little bit, and then they said, "You made it. You guys made it by one." And
wow.
And then I was like, "Yes!" And then they said, "Don't celebrate yet because you're gonna Ottawa is going to confirm, and then you're gonna get an email if you are on the ballot." But they said there's a high likelihood that you're on the ballot, so. So I was getting, I was super, I had a big cortisol spike, and I was and then it took me a while to kind of calm down. So we walked back to Phil's place here, and we've just been kind of chilling.
Doing some work,
nice.
watching some animals, nature.
Yeah, we put on an animal nature show to help calm down. We're watching right now a wildebeest give birth.
Oh, nice and graphic.
Good timing. No,
yeah, so good timing for you to ask that. Yeah, it's pretty intense. It's got the wildebeest calf has mucus all over it, and it's just starting to stand up. So it's
oh my god.
It's a beautiful watch.
Hey, it's the circle of life.
It's the circle of life, exactly. So, I wrote I wrote a blog post, kind of just talking about the last couple of days. I'm excited. I've kind of calmed down a little bit, and I'm just starting to think about what the next couple of days might look like.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I'm doing. But for the most part, I'm just taking a little break here. We have to wait for the government to get back, or Elections Canada to get back to us to tell us, if we actually made it or not. So it's out of my control right now. So whatever happens. If we get on, great. That'll be interesting and exciting and scary, but a new opportunity. And if we don't get on, I learned a lot from this experience. I think Phil, you learned a lot from this experience.
Definitely.
I think we learned a lot. Eric, you and I learned a lot from this experience. So it's given me appreciation for how hard running is, or even just getting on the ballot. It requires a lot of work and coordination and help from a lot of different people.
A whole lot of effort.
It takes a big effort, yeah. So that's kind of what happened today. Tonight, while we were signing people up on Sunday, so yesterday, there was a woman who said that there was a Toastmasters meeting tonight. And she said that there's a lot of people in the area that go to it, and she said, "Oh, that might be a good spot for you to meet some people." At first, we thought it was in the riding, but it's actually one street or one block out of the riding. So, but even then, it's I think it will be good because all the people who are probably going to show up there. Some will probably live in the riding. Some will probably, or at least know people who live in the riding. So, I thought it would be a good opportunity to talk my book, so to speak, and then start meeting people, start getting myself out there, tell them about the podcast if they want to learn more about us or learn more about me and the campaign, and get our viewers up.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So
that's really cool.
Yeah. So that's what happened today.
That was today, yeah.
That was today.
Well, Philip, what has your experience been throughout this adventure?
I think
Yeah. What have you learned as a official agent?
That's a really loaded question. I learned a lot. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's cool to learn how the operations work on the back end. That was pretty cool. I learned a little bit about campaign financing and political financing on the actual application of it, not just on a conceptual level. So that was pretty interesting as well. I learned a lot. I think I got to exercise my ability to figure out whether or not someone's going to be a yes or no. I think that one was a big one. It's recognizing your audience.
Yeah,
that one was a big. I think that was a big part. I think my role of pre-identifying people.
Yeah.
And then
it's kind of like it's a little cynical, but it's like
it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork thing. You know, you need a spotter to find the people that are most likely going to take the time to have a conversation with you. So those are people that may be walking their dog. A lot of dog walkers.
Yeah, a lot of dog walkers would take the time to chat.
A lot of people that are just coming into coffee.
Yeah,
just coming into coffee.
Yeah.
Into a coffee shop.
It wasn't like we were on some of like the main roads, and it's like that one was not a lot of people stopped or gave you the time. Some people did, but it was like that.
They would just ignore you.
Yeah, if it was like a really busy street or something, they're kind of like the super highways for pedestrians.
Really?
So people are like, it's not very good to ask people to stop when they're obviously in transit going somewhere, or if like you can see that they're in a rush or something. You want to kind of people who are like
there's a strategy. There's a
kind
strategy.
of moseying around, look like they're taking their time.
Gotta be smart about it.
Yeah, exactly.
What Philip, what do you think? Do you hail from Ontario or do you come from Alberta or BC?
I was born and raised here. It's pretty
okay.
Yeah.
Do you Raiden? How have you found the people on the whole?
Oh yeah, I was writing about that in my blog today. It was tough because there's a lot of no's. A lot of like the funniest ones are like when you start talking to someone and then they just look the other direction and keep walking. So and like just not getting mad at that, just being like fair. Like because I kind of respect it as well. Like I'm asking people to stop in the middle of their day, so like I get it. But for the most part, there was like I was also surprised at how many people wanted to stop, and like every person, like a lot of people stopped and were pretty excited.
There was one party pooper though.
One party pooper. Oh well, yeah. Philip didn't like. There was one person who would actually there was it happened maybe like 2 or 3 times, but people would like grill me on questions, and then
no, but this one was different. This one was different.
This one girl, she was like really she was asking me lots of questions. She was like, wow, that's really great. Wow, that's really great. And then I was like, oh, would you be willing to sign? And she was like, no, I'm supporting someone else, so I can't help sign. And so it was like,
but it wasn't. From my perspective, it wasn't about supporting, but it was because this isn't the vote, right? This is to get on the ballot, which is, I think part of winning sometimes in competition and things like that. You want to do it in a way where it's honorable, where you're fighting on equal ground. And I know that isn't really well practiced in reality. But I think the thing that bothered me was
sportsmanship.
It's the sportsmanship, right? It's where you have an opposing and there's a polar opposite experience that we had with someone else too.
Yeah.
So the person we interacted with, which yielded a negative experience, in my opinion, they were unwilling to even invite the competition to have a chance, which was providing a signature. And the reason for it was because they were supporting another party. However, there was a third party person that was willing.
I think we say too. It was actually really cool. So we met. We ended up meeting the Conservative candidate, and it was interesting. And like a couple volunteers who were like helping him out, and I think that they had some flyers that they were giving out, and just kind of meeting people in the area. And we met him, and then one of the volunteers was like, hey, like I'll sign for you. Like I live here. Like I can sign for you, no problem. And it's like, yeah, like I think
they understand that it's hard, and they sympathize, and they also understand that competition is good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was like kind of like he's like, yeah, man, democracy, hell yeah, and I was like, nice, that's really cool. So that was like a cool experience.
that
And,
was
the conservative candidate. His name
That
is,
sounds cool.
I think it's
What was
Don
his name?
Hodgson or something like that. And yeah, he seemed nice. We didn't stop for too long. We talked with some of like the volunteers for a little bit longer, and it was that was cool. It was nice. Yeah, it was positive, like you said, a positive interaction.
Yeah.
And the one who eventually said no, it wasn't that negative. It wasn't that negative of an interaction, but it was just like kind of like she was like seemed really into it, and then was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And I was like, oh man, so. So I think like just like it was negative because our expectations were like spiked, because it's like it's kind of like fishing, right? It's like when you get like when someone stops, because a lot of people will just like kind of like keep walking by, and so but when someone stops and like kind of hears you out, it's like, oh nice, I got a fish on the line. Maybe they're gonna sign if I can if I can present it well.
But they're breaking the line. It's like they're ripping out the line, or they're like the hook comes off.
Yeah,
it's like that. It's like that.
So it's just like dang. So. But for the most part, positive interactions. When I did one thing like that happened was when we were getting desperate near the end. I was kind of like, I think people could sense my desperation. I was like, please, I need one. And then I went up to this one guy, and he like yelled at me. And he's just like, get away from me. And I was like, ugh. It freaked me out a little bit because I was not expecting it. I was like, okay. So that spiked my cortisol a little bit. I was like, oh god. So yeah, but. Overall, like this past week, I was pleasantly surprised with how many positive interactions we had.
I would say 98 or 97% positive.
Yeah. And then obviously, the most memorable are the negative ones. Obviously, which is just how the brain is set up. So
exactly. So, but it was really good. A lot of perseverance, tenacity. It's cold out there. It's cold out there walking around. Yeah. It's cold.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Today was actually yesterday rained in the morning, which was a little tough.
Yeah.
But then it got nicer, and then it was colder today.
Yeah.
I think today was like 1 or 2 degrees. I think it's warmer now.
It snowed a little bit.
Yeah, it snowed a little bit, but I think it warmed up since this morning. I think it's like 3 or 4 I checked when I last checked. So yeah. Did I have anything other to say? Did you want to talk about like the AI stuff that we're experimenting with or not? Maybe we'll talk about that later as we figure it out.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So that's pretty much what happened this. The past 2 days. So, yeah. What are your thoughts, Eric?
My thoughts? I'm stoked. I'm very interested to see where we go from here. I don't know. I'm on the whole, I'm very proud, first of all and foremost.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I think it's a brave thing to do. And to put yourself out there like that, and I would imagine the learning curve would have been steep, but it's cool that you persevered.
I appreciate that, and I'm really grateful for your support. Because I've for Phil, for you, and Eric, for you as well too. Because it's been I think it's very healthy for me. I think what I'm doing is healthy for me, and it's definitely putting me out of my comfort zone. But I appreciate you guys being there when I'm starting to second guess myself and saying, hey, like, you got this. That means a lot, especially in those moments.
No, 100%.
So,
yeah.
So maybe we'll wrap there for now, listener. Thank you for listening in, and hopefully hopefully you guys learned something about running for federal politics as well. And we'll keep you posted as we go along here. See if we actually get on the ballot, and so thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty. See you in the next one.